Purdue, more like Purdon't. How about them Wildcats? Getting a big upset of number one, Purdue. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Northwestern, your daily podcast on the Northwestern Wildcats, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Everybody, and welcome in. This is Locked On Northwestern, and part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We're available wherever you get podcasts. So thank you for making us your first listen. We are available wherever you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can find us. We're also on YouTube. Just search Locked On Northwestern. You can find us there. I'm your host, Carter Bird, and today's episode is actually also brought to you by our friends at LinkedIn. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your 2023 goals. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Terms and conditions apply. All right, let's talk about this because how about those Wildcats? Oh, my goodness. Northwestern had a heck of an opportunity coming in. You know, number one Purdue coming in, a team that's top 5 in the net rankings and top 5 in KenPom basically at all times. Northwestern had some great momentum coming into this game with the fact that they had the road win at Wisconsin to sweep the season series. They had the road win at Ohio State, which was a giant quad one win to split that season series and avenge their worst Big Ten loss up there with that Michigan State home game. It might be the second worst loss in Big Ten play, but you have Purdue coming to town, number one, big name. Northwestern has struggled against this team. They were, I think they lost 11 in a row. Northwestern had never in the history of the program had a win against an AP number one team. This is a team that was in Purdue that is the best offensive rebounding team in the country. They're good on defense. They're really good on offense. They're just a very, very difficult matchup. And Northwestern, not supposed to win this one. Things have gone well this year. You were picked to come in 13th in the Big Ten, and you're sitting there at 8-5 coming into this one in the conference. 18-7 overall. You're in the top 4 of the conference. You're 18-6 or 17-7 overall coming in. Rather, nobody's expecting a win in a game like this, especially at the beginning of the season. If you brought Northwestern up at home against Purdue, that's an automatic no. Like, that's not going to happen. There's no way. This Northwestern team was supposed to be nothing. And you know what? They didn't care. They didn't care about that all year. They've shown up and they've gone to work and they've been a scrappy team and they make life difficult on you. They're a tough out almost every single time. They're on a crazy difficult portion of the schedule for Northwestern as well, with those road games at Wisconsin and Ohio State. There being a quad one game and against Ohio State. Well, this is a quad one game too at home against a Purdue team that's at the top of college basketball. When you look at KenPom, Ohio State's number 51 in KenPom. Purdue's number 5 in a home game. You got a couple more home games coming up this next week. Indiana, number 19 in the KenPom. Iowa, number 34 in KenPom. Then you got more road games. You got at number 21, Illinois. At number 26, Maryland. Number 55, Penn State finally coming home. That's your final home game of the year after these next two. And that's really the biggest respite you get in the biggest rest you get between in any game really the rest of the season. And that's a Penn State team that's very capable of winning just about any game it plays in Big Ten play. And then you finish the season on the road at number 16, Rutgers. It's certainly challenging. A lot of opportunities for quad one wins, and this Northwestern team that has been in the tournament, all the projections coming into this game versus Purdue, a ton of opportunities to build that resume. And it started with this one. This one right here was the biggest one that you turned to and you said, oh boy, if they found a way to win that, look what might happen. And you know what? The boys showed up and they were ready. We're going to talk about the game here in just 1 second. But first, let's talk about our friends at LinkedIn. As a small business owner or hiring manager, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members you surround yourself with. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your goals. LinkedIn Jobs helps you quickly attract qualified candidates to your open jobs with targeting tools. They go beyond resume data by using insights from your job post, company, and their 875 million member profiles to put your post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them fast and for free. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy to screen and rate applicants based on your job qualifications all on one platform. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs number one in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Also, thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen every day. Make sure you check out our brand new podcast, Locked On College Basketball. Everything you need to know about college basketball in one place. Plus, hear from big name experts, insiders, coaches, and players. Locked On College Basketball, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All right, let's jump into this because we know that this game was something special. I thought Northwestern would give Purdue a fight. I don't think I realized that they were going to give the fight that they gave. And it really started, first basket of the game, Northwestern not being slow out of the gate. And, you love to see that. You really do, because I really think it sets a tone for the rest of the game. But as you watched it play out there in the first half, really it felt like Purdue had control of the game. It felt like Northwestern kind of hung in there. They were scrappy. They were pretty good from two. They struggled a bit more from three for the entire game. But when you look at how this game started, there's a few moments there where you kind of got worried. You're like, is Purdue about to blow this thing open early? They go on a nice little run of they build a 4-point lead. Then they get a jumper, back-to-back threes, and just like that, it's a 10-point game. They built a 2-point lead, I guess, and then you get those 8-0 run right there, and it's a 10-point game. Northwestern, Boo Buie comes back with a big three. Martinelli hits a big shot, and you cut it to 5, and you just kind of hang in there. And that's kind of what Northwestern did. Even at the end of the half, Zach Edey he hits a jumper, Boo Buie hits a jumper. And then you go Edey 3 straight free throws. maybe a blessing in disguise, because one of those was the foul by Robbie Barron that you were like, what are you doing? There's 9 seconds left. You're 94 feet from the basket. Well, Edey goes to the line, only makes one, and it allows Boo Buie to come down the court and hit a buzzer beater to end the first half. That's the second game in a row where Northwestern has hit a shot going to half, kind of give you a little shot in the arm, a little bit of momentum, and they cut it to 37-30. So you felt okay. Like in the first half, it wasn't the prettiest thing ever for Northwestern. You're 1 of 9 from 3. You're 13 of 30 from the floor. So you're shooting 11% from deep, 43% from the field. Ironically, you wouldn't have expected this at all. You're dead even in the rebound battle. Zach Edey's on the court. He's 7'4", 290 pounds. He's the best player in the country right now. And you hold him to just 3 shot attempts in the first half. He does go 6 of 8 at the free throw line. He has 10 points. So, I mean, he was getting his, but save Gillis hitting 3 threes and getting 9 points, you really kind of kept Purdue close enough where you were still in the game. And on your end, you get 13 points out of Boo Buie. He was doing absolute work in the first half, 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He had a couple assists, a couple rebounds, a couple turnovers. But you also get Matt Nicholson. He's 3 of 5 from the field, 6 points. Ironically, no rebounds, which maybe was a little bit alarming early. But you're within 7 points, and you've got nothing out of Chase Audige to this point in the game. He's 0 of 4 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. No rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. This is one of the, offensively, one of the worst halves we've seen him play all year. But you're hanging in. You're hanging in. And that's the biggest thing for me when I look at this. You actually are winning the points in the paint battle 22-12 as you just figure out a way to battle and spar and hang in there, move around the ring, and just don't get knocked out. And then you come out in the second half, and it's more the same, really. Early on, you see this Purdue team continue to kind of keep you at arm's length. They kind of fluctuate anywhere from 4 to 8, and then you get a nice little run at 3:52. They have an 8-point lead after a Zach Edey made shot. I think Northwestern gets a timeout, about 3:42 left in the game. You're down 8. And this was the point where Chris Collins talked about it postgame. He's like, we got what we wanted on offense. We got good looks. They just weren't falling. Thankfully, Purdue didn't run away with it in that stretch in time. But coming out of that timeout, they ran a play. Ty Berry gets a beautiful look. He misses it. And in the middle of 4 or 5 Purdue players, Boo Buie, the smallest guy on the court, he gets the offensive board, and he finds Chase Audige in the corner for a huge 3. And that's Chase Audige's, his 3rd made shot of the game? Like, it has not been a better day for him. He hit a 3, and he hit a jumper later, somewhat early in the first half or second half. And those were his only 5 points. Well, he hits that 3, and then literally, as Purdue's bringing it up the court, you're giving them some pressure. Chase Audige, steal, fast break, dunk. All of a sudden, that's 5 quick points, and he should have gotten a steal in the next possession. He gets all ball. They call a foul. They put Smith on the line. He hits both. But Chase Audige comes right back down and hits a shot, and he scores 7 straight points very quickly. Brooks Barnheiser, he hits a couple free throws after he gets fouled. And all of a sudden, this 8-point lead that Purdue had built is 1. It's 1. And then you get Chase Audige hitting a huge 3-pointer. He hits another one. His 3rd of the second half, not the third half. And all of a sudden, Northwestern has the lead. And you get You get a fast break. You get some stops. You get some great defensive effort. As every time Zach Edey touched the ball, you're getting a vicious trap in his face. Matthew Nicholson. Look, Zach Edey's going to get his. And there's a stretch there where he was dominating Titus Verhoeven. But Nicholson using his hands, getting some hands on the basketball, making it difficult for Purdue, getting some steals. Brooks Barnheiser helping out. You get a fast break. Brooks Barnheiser hits a layup. Then you're up 4. You foul. You put Smith on the line again. He goes 1 of 2. And then Ty Berry hits 1 free throw, and that's all it took in the last 30 seconds. And you get another 2 free throws by Boo Buie, and you figure out a way to come back from down 8 at the 3:40 left in the game. And you outscore them, I believe, 17-3 from that point and win the game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because this team does not know the definition of quit. They go out there and they battle, and they're going to make you earn it. And it's so much fun to watch this group play basketball. In a second here, we're going to talk about our final takeaways. But first, we need to talk about our friends at Built. You looking for a delicious treat but don't want all the fat and calories? Then you got to try a Built Bar. We just got through the holidays, and look, I know my goal is to eat a little bit healthier this year. If you're like me and you want to eat healthier but don't want to compromise taste, then, man, you've got to find these Built Bars. Got just the thing for you. You got to try Built. With Built, healthy is actually tasty. Seriously. So delicious that you won't even think that it's good for you, but it is. It's perfect for your New Year's resolution. Done a pretty good job, thanks to Built, with mine. Lost some weight here already this year. What makes these bars so good? Well, for starters, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. That's right, real chocolate. And they come in unbelievable flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. I'm not sure exactly how Built does it, but these bars taste just like a candy bar while maintaining amazing macros. What's even better is that they're healthy. Only 130 calories and 4 grams of sugar with a whopping 17 grams of protein. And now you don't need to wait around to get a box. For years, we've been talking about ordering Built bars at Built.com. Now you can get them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club. That's right. Head to your nearest Walmart today, walk to the pharmacy section, and grab yourself a box of Built Bars. You can pick up a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate, or coconut puffs. If you're in Sam's Club, run in and grab yourself a 13-bar box of our hit flavors, brownie batter and churro. You will thank me later. But look, you know it, I know it. You got to get out there and you got to try these Built Bars. They're so good. Also, thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen today. For your second listen, check out our brand new podcast, Locked On College Basketball. Experts Isaac Shade and Andy Patton bring you everything you need to know on and off the court. Plus, hear from big-name experts, coaches, and players throughout the basketball landscape. Locked On College Basketball, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Takeaways from this game. I tell you what, Boo Buie, what a guy. That guy gives you so much every time. He plays with such heart. He plays with such passion. He gives you so much effort. 26 points, 9 of 20 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. Not great. 7 of 9 at the line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. One of those rebounds is that offensive board that he got to Chase Audige, that really got Chase Audige going. But Boo Buie, for long stretches of this game, felt like the only guy doing anything on offense for Northwestern. He's been so good recently. It's so much fun to watch. He makes so many difficult shots in the paint. There's one possession where I think Northwestern gets a rebound. Ball is given to Boo Buie. Matthew Nicholson sets a beautiful screen in front of half court. Boo Buie gets space. He gets up to the top of the key, and he hits a little hesitation there, like he's going to pull up into a 3. He gets Zach Edey to take a couple steps forward, and that's all he needed. because he's so much faster and he's able to blow by him. Edey recovers well because Edey's 7'4" and is the biggest person on a college basketball court right now. But you saw Boo go the reverse layup, use the rim for protection, and gets a beautiful basket. And it was one of the best possessions I saw Northwestern have all game. Boo Buie was unbelievable in this game. He continues to play high-level basketball. But we also got to talk about Chase Audige. We do. Because, look, it was bad. It was really, really bad. It started 0-4. And it really didn't start great in the second half. But you know what? He still maintained that confidence. He still looked for good shots. He got good shots. And all it took was knocking one down. Then he knocked two down. He hit that first three. Then he hit that little pull-up elbow shot that he loves. Got 5 points. Then he kind of quieted down a little bit for a little while longer. But then he hits a huge three in the corner, and he explodes. 3, steal, dunk, comes back, hits another 3, and like that, he scores 10 points in 2 minutes? He was huge in that run at the very end of the game. Didn't get to the line. Would love to see him get back to the line because we know he's a good free throw shooter. But he was so big late in the game for Northwestern that I think you got to shout out the guys who played tremendous defense. Like Zach Edey, 7'4", 290 pounds, 24 points, only got 8 rebounds, which is, I think, is a credit to this Northwestern team and the physicality that they played with Edey. And you don't let the rest of the team kill you in this game. There's only one other guy in the entire game that gets to double figures, and that's Braden Smith. He gets to 10 points on the dot, and had 7 of the 8 happen at the free throw line. He missed a key one there late. Gillis hits 3 threes early, doesn't score anymore. Heck, in the second half, you held Purdue to 0 of 8 from 3. You held them to 6 of 21 from the field. They scored 21 points, and 9 of those came at the free throw line. You held them to 28.6% from the field in the second half. What a defensive effort by Northwestern. Unbelievable. Phenomenal. Meanwhile, on the other side, you go 10 of 26, which I guess is nothing to really write home about. It's 38.5%. You go 3 of 13 from 3. Nothing that special. But when you're given that effort on defense, that's huge because you scored 34 points in the second half. You were down 7. You win the second half by 13. Credit to this Northwestern team for making life difficult on Purdue. Purdue had 3 turnovers in the first half. Then that Northwestern defense turns up the temperature a little bit. The crowd gets going. 13 second half turnovers. Meanwhile, Northwestern only had 4. So for the game, Northwestern turned over Purdue 16 times to only 9 of their own. And you only lose the rebounding battle by 5, which I think is pretty admirable against the best offensive rebounding team in the country and against Zach Edey. And you frustrated the heck out of Zach Edey. There was a lot of complaining about the physicality. He picked up some fouls that upset him a little bit. He could still go 7 of 10, 10 of 13 at the free throw line. But, I mean, he's Zach Edey. You control everybody else, and you're able to pull out a win. A huge win. One of the most impressive wins anybody can have on their resume against this Purdue team. Quad 1 win against a team that currently sits at number 5 in KenPom, that currently is number 4 in the net rankings. Northwestern picks up their 6th Quad 1 win. 6-4 in Quad 1. Think that it's not as good in Quad 2, interestingly enough. 2-3 in Quad 2. 2-0 in Quad 3, and 8-0 in Quad 4. But that is huge for the resume of Northwestern because I had been talking to some people who do some bracketology stuff, and the consensus was they needed to go like 500 or pick up some really impressive wins, and to go to win against Ohio State. This was when I was talking to somebody before the Ohio State game. They said that they needed to go 500 the rest of the way. And to start off 2-0 on that stretch, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And CBS updates their bracketology for Northwestern up to a 7 seed in the East, matched up with 10 seed FAU. The 2 seed they'd be matched up with, the matchup that they're matched up with, this 2 seed Virginia versus 15 seed Vermont. Also, potentially who they could run into on the second weekend. You got the likes of TCU, Arizona, New Mexico, Furman. Some other just interesting teams. Nobody else from the Big Ten other than Iowa, who's matched up, is the 8-9 matchup with Pittsburgh. A couple teams there that this Northwestern team should know about a little bit. Liberty's in here as the third 13 seed, but really fascinating bracket. Kansas is the 1 seed in the East, but you have to feel great about where Northwestern is at right now. 44 in the net rankings, 47 in KenPom, and you're back in action on Wednesday. Back in action on Wednesday against a really good Indiana team at home. And I think if this team shows up and plays the way that they've been playing here, I don't see a reason why they can't win that game. Heck, KenPom's got them a 50% chance to win. Currently has them edging it out 70-69. They do that. If they do that, we're talking about a really special season from Northwestern, and we are talking about a second NCAA tournament appearance in program history. Chris Collins would have both. Chris Collins, in a year where they're picked to come 13th in the conference, probably needs to have a good year. Otherwise, there'd be a lot of questions. And you know what? Dadgummit, he did it. He's done it so far. The season's been awesome. It's been awesome. I mean, couldn't be happier with this team as they advance to 18-7 overall, 9-5 in conference play, tied for second in the Big Ten. That's going to do it for today's episode. We're going to talk more about this team and just the Herculean effort that they have put on this year, whether it be coming back from the COVID pause or winning these last 3 games, beating Purdue, having themselves in position to make the NCAA tournament. I mean, you love to see what this team has done. It's been awesome. It's been unbelievable. It's been a lot of fun. And I can't wait for it to keep going. One thing's for sure. This team will fight to the bitter end. Always. They don't give up. That's going to do it for today's episode. Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to continue to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. How about that win? 64-58 Northwestern. Thank you for making Locked On Northwestern your first listen every day. We're available wherever you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. We're also on YouTube. Just search Locked On Northwestern. You can find us there. And yeah, wherever you're listening, make sure you're subscribed and you turn on notifications. You don't want to miss an episode. I'm your host, Carter Bird. You can follow me on social media at CarterBird13, and I'll see you next time